Happy Thanksgiving. And no intro today. Using a new laptop because my old computer crapped out on me, so I don't have a chance to get the intro video over to this computer. So minor inconvenience. But anyway,
Just coming in
me,
hot.
yeah, me and Tommy here today. How you doing, Tommy?
All right. How you doing, Jimmy?
Pretty good, man. What are you drinking there?
It's a local Cincinnati Mad Tree IPA.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good
One of my
stuff.
faves.
Good stuff.
Hmm.
Sorry, I had a good football weekend. I know you didn't.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I'm not.
Like literally all my teams lost.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, both, right?
well, I'm also so Bengals lost to your Steelers, but
Right,
I mean that didn't surprise me, with Burrow
right.
being out.
Yeah, with
Ohio
the
State lost to Michigan, and then my alma mater, Cincinnati, lost to I don't even remember
oh,
who
you
it
went to
was.
Cincinnati
Hmm.
Bearcats. See,
Yep.
I have nothing against the Bearcats, but
Yeah, you gotta love UC.
I can't stand Ohio State, bro. I just can't
I
stand.
get that.
Yeah, and like I used to. I mean, there's a healthy rivalry between the teams in the AFC North. I get it.
Hmm.
I mean, I've been a
Yeah.
fan since they were the AFC Central. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
I've been a fan since forever. But I mean, Mean Joe Green was still playing for him. That's the reason why I'm a Steelers fan is because of him. He's my favorite football player back in the
Yeah.
'70s.
There you go.
But anyway, I can't hate Cincinnati as much as I do, like I used to. And I think I told you this before because of what
Hmm.
happened when Buffalo came to town
Yeah.
and
Damar Hamlin. Yeah.
DeMar Hamlin collapsed on the field and died, and they, were able to revive him and everything, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to die for a fucking football game, that's for
Yeah.
sure. And
That was intense.
yeah, the fact that the whole city came around and with the vigil and we're rooting for them, I was like, okay, see, now I can't even hate these guys anymore because they're really nice.
Yeah. See, fortunately, I don't have any reasons not to fucking hate Pittsburgh. So
Well, yeah, thank goodness, yeah. They haven't
it's all
done
right.
nothing embarrassing yet, so let's hope it stays that way. Only thing embarrassing I can think of is that it's the city of Pittsburgh. It's not actually the Steelers. When a couple years ago, when they shot up that synagogue,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that was gross.
Yeah.
That was super gross.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I hate religion, I'm not going to kill anybody because they're religious.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
No place for that.
my biggest gripe with religious people is like, keep your shit to yourself. I mean, be religious
Hmm.
all you want to, but I don't have to care or do anything your religion says, right?
Right.
So, I mean, be religious, but um, what did Neil deGrasse Tyson say? He said, if you're in a position where you make decisions for other people and you're ruled by religion, you shouldn't be making those decisions because they affect other people who don't necessarily share your
Right.
same beliefs. And I agree with that 100%.
Exactly.
That's the biggest problem I have we might as well just get into it now. The biggest problem I have with the United States at this moment is just such a blurry line between
Yeah.
church and state. And I think
Hmm.
those should be kept separate. I mean, you can believe what you want to, but
Hmm.
if your
Yeah.
reasoning for not wanting women to get an abortion is because it says so in your magic book, I don't care. I literally
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
care.
Then don't get an abortion yourself if you're against it.
Exactly. I'm like, just don't get an abortion, but don't tell me
Yeah.
that I have to, or tell women that they have to
Yeah.
do that because it says so in your magic book. That's such bullshit to me.
Yeah. Even never mind that it doesn't even actually say that in the book.
Right.
And
Yeah.
if anything, it says things like a person doesn't officially become a person until they breathe their first breath, which means
Right.
after birth.
That's
Or like
fact.
there was in the Old Testament, I don't remember what book, but it's literally one of the tests to see if a woman who was pregnant was it her husband's or was it someone else's. Like they literally would like give her this mixture potion or whatever, and if the baby died that meant it wasn't her husband. So like God literally
Wow.
like had a prescription for giving abortions basically just as a check to make sure she wasn't cheating.
Wow. Pretty much kind of in the leech's bloodletting type of science back then.
Hmm. Yeah, because also like I don't know how whatever herbs or whatever they gave her can tell
Mhm.
if a baby's her husband's or not.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
You
that
know,
doesn't make any sense. It's just like everything
it's
else in the Bible is just made
mhm.
up bullshit.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, there's so many things like that. If like Christians, they read that in the Bible, it's like, oh, that's the Old Testament. That's just the way it was. But if they read something like that in like the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita's or just any other religion, like, oh, that's so barbaric. You can tell
Right.
that's just like ancient, like superstitious magic rituals and stuff. It's like yes, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah,
You just, yeah,
they don't seem like they have the ability to look at themselves and go, you know what, that's pretty stupid. It's like
yeah,
they want to believe and follow this Jesus guy so badly, they'll just have cognitive dissonance, pretty much.
yeah. That's a big part of it. Yeah,
It's just like, I'm just not going to pay attention to the bad parts, and I'm
yeah.
going to cherish
Because
it.
there aren't allowed to be any bad parts.
Right,
Like you
exactly.
can't. You're not allowed to think any of it's wrong. Or, yeah.
Like with abortion, it specifically tells you how to do an abortion in the Old Testament.
Hmm.
Doesn't say
Yeah.
anything about stopping them.
Yeah, and
Nothing.
literally just as a check to see if it was the baby's husband's, I mean the mother's husband's or not.
Right,
So it was
exactly.
like it's not it has yeah. It has nothing to do with well, like if like any of the reasons like in the modern day a woman would get an abortion like oh if it's like for health reasons or she just
Mhm.
can't afford it or
Right.
whatever. It's like nope, it's just if it's not her husband's, if it's illegitimate then we got to kill it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
That's
like going,
yeah. Whether she actually wanted it or not. It's like
yeah, see, that's the thing. It's
yeah.
the thing about the history of this planet is, for most part, it's been patriarchal, right?
Hmm.
And I'm really like, I have no problem with women having just like autonomy over their 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 goals, their dreams,
Hmm.
their careers, their bodies. First of all, they should have autonomy over their body. First of all, like I said
Yeah.
this before, I posted it on both my accounts, Instagram and Facebook. The only people who have input on whether a woman needs to get an abortion or wants to get an abortion is her and possibly her physician.
Yeah.
She needs to,
Or anyone else, yeah, or anyone else she chooses to go to for
right,
advice.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
but it's up
in
to
the
her.
end,
Yeah.
as long as it's medically safe, she has the last word. Like this one guy was
Hmm.
trying to tell me, well, what if I'm married to my wife and we get pregnant, she wants to abort my kid. I'm like, well, first of all, I do understand that it's half your kid. I get it. I totally get
Hmm.
it. But you have to understand something. If she has the final say so, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not. Because I wouldn't want to be with a woman like that. Well, then fine, marry a woman who won't do that.
Yeah.
But
Have that conversation before getting her
before,
pregnant.
exactly, because you can't tell her if she goes, you know what? No, I'm not having the kid. You getting a divorce from her and leaving her and saying all these bad things about her is not going to change the fact that she didn't want to have your funky ass kid. She didn't want to have your funky ass kid. Period. I mean, I don't understand the problem. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I totally don't understand why that would even be an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so far from the telling women what to do just because they're women that I can't even see the I can't see the rest of that craziness, dude. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I'm just so far away from that shit. I'm just like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, I I just don't understand how people can still be that way. Like, I hear this shit all the time. Like, and even if you ever I don't follow any, but I follow this one guy just because of the way he reacts to other fitness gurus. But these fitness gurus nowadays are all, for the most part, not all of them, but for the most part, they're all fucking trash. You hear these
Hmm.
guys? They're like,
I haven't been keeping up with those. No.
oh my god, they're horrible. They're like, they say shit like, you should stay away from seed oils and you would need to be strong and you don't eat this and don't eat that and blah blah blah. I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit. You can be a healthy person as long as it's all about balance. If you tell somebody,
Yeah.
like somebody said, I'd never eat cookies. Well, good for you, but I'm gonna have a cookie every once in a while. You can kiss my ass.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about balance. I mean, if all you
Hmm.
do is eat cookies and cakes and pies and shit, that's not gonna be healthy for you. I don't give a shit what you look
Right.
like, because I'll tell you this
Yeah.
right now. That's another problem too, is people think that being fit is the way you look. That's not true. I can show
Yeah. Not
you a
necessarily.
guy who is 6'7" weighs about 325 pounds that probably can outrun you.
Hmm.
And they're called football players. Those guys are in
Yeah.
shape and they're healthy. They're just big.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
just because
Yeah.
you look a certain way doesn't mean like you. I dare you to tell me that Aaron Donald isn't a healthy guy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, some
Hmm.
guys have a better physique than other guys. That's just the way it is. But that doesn't
Hmm.
mean just because you don't look, all jacked with a six pack doesn't mean you're not healthy.
Yeah. As a Bengals fan, I know all too well how healthy that man is.
Yeah, and exactly. And who else? Like remember Gilbert Brown used to play for the Packers, big nose tackle, big old dude. Like Gilbert Brown looked like a huge fire plug. He was just huge. Look him up after the show. His name
Okay.
was
Gilbert Brown.
Gilbert
Okay.
Brown. He played nose tackle for the Green Bay Packers back in the 90s, I believe. He was
Okay.
huge. I mean, he was a big freaking dude, but he was healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
So that's just one of my things that get on my nerves especially this
Yeah.
week, I hear these goofy people talking about seed oils. I'm like going, how come this is only a thing now? It never was a thing before,
Yeah.
you know? And I did
Yeah.
also find out from some other guys who do fitness. They go, yeah. So what supplements do you take? He goes, I don't need to take supplements. I eat healthy foods. I eat nutrient-dense foods. Supplements are a waste of money. I was like,
Yeah.
I guess if you want to take them, you can, but
Hmm.
I'm not a
Yeah.
big.
Because I do take them because especially recently, like I just have not been eating very healthily, but like with
There you go.
everything going on. But like when I was, like back like when I had cancer and I was like going in for treatments regularly, I actually had a clinical dietitian
Well, yeah,
that I would
that's
talk with. So I asked her like, so what do you think about like multivitamins and stuff like
right.
that? And she said, I mean, there's nothing showing that they do any harm. So, but you obviously don't want to treat that as like, well, I'll just take a multivitamin and then just eat whatever the hell else I want. Like it doesn't
Right. You
work
still got
like
to eat
that.
healthily.
Yeah,
Correct.
she said if anything, just look at it as an insurance policy. So
Right.
like, so if you want to take it, you still eat the best you can, but like just in case maybe you're not getting enough, yeah, sure, take a
Right.
multivitamin. You can find them for pretty cheap somewhere. I mean, but
I
yeah.
mean, they're not going to hurt you. You're right, but they're not
Mhm.
necessarily going to be the miraculous thing you take to make you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. You know,
Right.
what I mean? Or Mr.
Hmm.
Olympia or whoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't just. That's not your excuse to just eat hot dogs all the time.
Exactly. But it's like I tell people all the time when they ask me about it because I was an athlete for a large part of my life growing up as a kid and when I was early 20s, right? Because I did athletic stuff while I was in the military. I was very active, blah, blah, blah. That was 30 some years ago. I'm an older guy now. My athletic thing now is pretty much remote, because I'm like 55, 56. I don't exercise as much as I used to, but
Yeah.
I know for a fact that if you just move around, right?
Hmm.
Don't eat a bunch of shit. The hardest thing is just to have an unhealthy relationship with food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the hardest part. You just got to just have a healthy relationship with food and don't overeat anything,
Hmm.
whether it's good
Yeah.
food or bad food. Don't overeat anything. Moderation. And to me, the most important thing is moving around and making sure you drink enough freaking water.
Yep.
Nobody talks about how aren't we like
Right.
75% water or 70%
Yeah,
water?
something like that. Yeah. Hmm.
Like, dude, drink water. I'm like, have a
Yeah.
soda, but make sure you drink water too. There's nothing wrong with drinking a soda every now and then. Or like,
Yeah.
let's say some people only have soda with like dinner, right?
Hmm.
Then all
Yeah.
throughout the day they drink water. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at
Yeah.
all wrong with that. But you got to drink water. That's one
Yeah.
thing I know for a fact that I don't care what nobody says. Drinking water on a regular basis is super, super important because I've noticed since I've started drinking water that my skin got clearer because I have dry skin. My skin got clearer. Just certain things
Hmm.
about me work better because I
Oh
drink
yeah.
a bunch of water. Water is important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that was one of the things when I was on immunotherapy for cancer because like I had to drink like extra water all the
Mhm.
time while I was on that. So it was nice because it just got me in the habit. So like I
Right.
still like I always have like a mug of water just with me like pretty much all the time.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
But
I don't have any water with me now because I just got
mhm.
finished eating, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring up my Facebook page just in case. I'm gonna go to the podcast because for some reason I haven't been getting the chats showing up in the chat overlay here.
Yeah, for I've
Why?
noticed like when I've been times when I've been watching, like for anyone who's watching and wants to chat, I've found like that when the only comments I submit that show up on here is when I comment on your like skeptic atheist page, not your personal page.
Okay, gotcha.
So if anyone
I'm,
is
I'm gonna go
watching
up
out
to
there and wants us to see
yeah,
your comments,
yeah,
go to his
yeah. Go to
other
Jimmie
page.
Ligon dash skeptic and atheist page to
Yeah.
watch me over there. That
Yeah,
way,
because like when I comment, that's always the page I comment on when I'm watching.
right?
So
Am I even? Hold on, let me make sure I'm broadcasting to that. Hold on a second. Am I even broadcasting to that? That would make me sad if I forgot to do that. Hold on a second. Let me check this real quick. I might be sending this to the wrong. Oh, this is hilarious. Hold on a second. I think. Oh, I can edit destinations now. Okay. Yeah, I'm sending this to